How to stop caring what others think of me? Is this something you are asking yourself every now and then? Well, if you do, then this video is a must watch for you. You see, you are going to discover a different perspective here, and I think you might find it interesting, so make sure to stay with me to the end. Scandinavian Bob here, hi. This channel is about reducing anxiety and discovering interesting self-improvement tricks in order to build a stronger self. So consider subscribing, click on the little bell icon, and let's get going. Okay, so how to stop caring about other people's opinions? Well, first let me hit you with this. You should worry about what other people think of you. But before you shut down the video, hear me out here. When I say that you should care about what others think of you, I'm talking about a very small group of people. Your closest friends and perhaps some of your closest relatives. The people who know you so well that they know what your values are. Now the rest of the people, never mind what they think of you. Look at the screen now and remember this line, because I'm going to come back to it in a moment. Now listen to this short story. About 200 years ago, an old farmer and his son took the horse into town to go shopping for some tools they needed for the farm. The horse was pretty old and it was quite a long trip, so when they got close to the town, they noticed that the horse was getting pretty tired. So the father said to the son, "Okay, I think we will walk alongside the horse now. We don't want people to think that we are pushing this poor animal too hard." So they jumped off and started walking. It didn't take long until they met two young men on the road. And one of the men said with a loud voice, "Look at those two idiots! They got a perfectly fine horse, yet they are walking and wasting all that energy. Man, those country people sure are stupid." Of course, the father didn't like that, so he said to his son, "Looks like the people over here are fast to criticize. Why don't you jump up on the horse and I'll walk?" And so the son jumped up and they continued the trip. When they got a bit closer to the town, they met an older couple. And as they passed the couple, the lady shouted to the son, "How can you let your old father walk in this hot weather? You should do the walking because you are young and have more energy. Shame on you." Of course, they didn't like to hear that either, so they immediately switched and the father got up on the horse and the son started walking alongside. And so after about a half mile, they met a middle-aged man who pointed at the father and said, "What kind of man are you, letting your little son walk in this hot weather while you were enjoying the view from up there? Shame on you." Ugh, that one was the worst one yet for the father. And so he said to the son, "Jump up, let's both sit on the horse as we enter the town." And so the son jumped up. There were a lot of people on the streets, and it didn't take more than about 1 minute before some people pointed at them and whispered, "Look at that poor horse, so tired. Man, those farmers sure are heartless, just sitting there, pushing the horse so hard in this heat. Couldn't at least one of them walk? It's disgusting." Okay, so the moral of that story is, of course, that it is impossible to please everyone. And this is exactly how it is in your life as well. Listen, no matter what you do, someone is always going to dislike it. Think about it. If you manage to become successful, you will have some jealous people starting to talk bad about you behind your back. And if you fail when you try to go after one of your goals, well, then you will have some people laughing, calling you a loser. It is literally impossible to please everyone, so you have to give up that idea right away. Okay, so now you say, okay, great. But what should I use as a guideline then, if not the feedback from people around me? And the answer to that is your own values. Listen, always remember the story about the farmer and realize that it's impossible to please everyone, so you might as well please yourself. As long as you always are acting in line with your own values, then don't for one single second give up about what others think about you. Now, your closest friends know you so well that they know your values. This is why I said earlier that you should care about what your closest friends think of you, because they can help guide you if you someday suddenly do something that they know you will regret later on. So caring about what your closest friends think is actually smart from a pure self-development point of view. But the other people, don't waste 1 second of your life worrying about their thoughts. Look, here's another way to look at it. What other people are thinking of you is none of your business. They have the right to be thinking whatever they want, and no amount of worry from your side is going to change that. Imagine if there was some kind of law that said that you are not allowed to be thinking certain things. I mean, you would find that law to be one of the most absurd laws ever made, right? There would have to be some kind of thought sheriff running around making sure that the population didn't think any illegal thoughts. It would be absolutely absurd, right? Okay, so then stop being that sheriff yourself. Never mind what kind of thoughts others have in their heads. I remember back when I was socially anxious and my hands used to shake sometimes, and I would sometimes get thoughts like, man, they must think I'm hungover the way I'm shaking. Or maybe they think I have problems with alcohol the way I'm shaking. But the more I started to realize that I have no control over others' thoughts, instead I started to think, well, I do like alcohol, and hey, sometimes I'm really hungover. So what's the difference why I shake? I'm not an alcoholic, but what if I was? I mean, I could be. Who cares? It still does not change the thoughts they have in their heads. And what they are thinking is none of my business. So why not just run my own little race in life and then let the others do the same? So if you are socially anxious, I really want you to think about what I told you in this video, as these things are exactly the kind of things that can trigger an aha moment. And then it becomes easier to let stuff go. And oh, hey guys, check this out. I have written a book called Discover Anxiety Solutions, Unusual Ways to Eliminate Anxiety and Shyness. And right now I want to give it away 100% free. It's a book with 80 pages full of interesting tools and tricks showing you how to become your most badass self. Just click the link under this video where it says ebook and you'll find it there. I really think you'll find it informative. Alright, this is Scandinavian Bob signing out for today, and as always I wish you all the best in your journey to become the strongest version of yourself. And remember, like Winston Churchill used to say, if you're going through hell, keep going.